from Columbus, Ohio. Their work has appeared in Peach, Ariadne, Pudgy, and more. They are the editor and publisher of Easy Paradise, a poetry journal out of Manhattan, and the staff videographer at the Poetry Project at St. Mark's Church. Their reality show, Scenes from a Life, airs every Monday night at 11:30 p.m. on Brooklyn Free Speech Television. Please welcome Matt Proctor.
So it's Club Fabulous time. Are we rolling on the camera? This is for my YouTube page. I've been live streaming. That's what I did during the pandemic. You missed out on Club Fabulous. You have to follow my YouTube. I do a streaming extemporaneous monologue about 3 hours at my mom's house. I did it live from my mom's living room where I spent the pandemic. So I'm doing it live. This is my first live performance. First live club appearance for Frankly Fabulous. Post-pandemic. I didn't want to go back. We're not going back to the break. Open. We need to be free with each other. I want flowers for everybody. They're from my personal stash, my personal garden. So, here you go. There you are. There you go. Yes. Oops, that one's. Do you want a different one?
Yes, please.
Yes. I also have books. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I brought some literature. My mom works for the Attorney General of Ohio. These are government property resources. So these are your tax dollars at work. I'm on unemployment. I'm getting super paid. And I consider it, this is my job to make this stuff. We're not sitting on it. This is the WPA. You know, this is our chance to like, I'm a citizen journalist. This is not really a poetry reading per se. I can't really classify myself. I'm a cosmopolitan micro-diarist. So these are my cosmopolitan micro-diaries. City life. I spent the whole week doing this. It was like finals week for me. I was just like typing. So these are my notebooks that I take around on my walks through New York City. I live in Manhattan, believe it or not. I have a rent-controlled apartment. I hit the lottery. I got it sublet though, so it's not going to last forever. I probably shouldn't even say that. I'll probably have to edit that out because YouTube scans everything and they keyword everything, and so people can just search and find anything. So there's a lot of incriminating stuff of me on YouTube. You should definitely go and check out my page. So this is city life. These are like my cosmopolitan observations, and it was like finals week. I was sick. I don't know. My body had been nervous, and you know, I got the vaccine a long time ago. So I'm like, is it the vaccine? I've got a bruise on my leg. Am I clotting? I'm not though. I'm surviving. So I drew this. I figured out how to scan and draw and put this all together. So if you want a copy of this, hit me up after. I wanted to read from my diaries, but I thought I should be more organized. I don't really like to make plans. I just wanted to kind of see how it was going to go. And there are things that I want to cover. Let's hope it happens, I suppose. So this is largely about New York and what I see when I walk around, and the war between the police and the people who live here. And nobody lives here. Nobody lives in Manhattan. That's what I've learned. It's tech people. And did you know that private universities don't pay property tax? NYU owns everything between 14th Street and Houston. In the West Village, it's mostly NYU. So the fact, I've been in Washington Square Park the last 2 Saturdays, and the cops at 10 p.m. Saturday night, this is Washington Square Park, this is an emblem of bohemia and free behavior and weirdness and doing drugs. I was there on 420 smoking weed. It was like a head shop. It was awesome. But there's too much, there's a lot of jamming music. I think the music could be better in Washington Square Park. They're in college, so I don't really blame them. You know, they're figuring it out. You gotta go to Brooklyn to see the weird noise shit, and you go to Issue Project Room, and go to Truce. But I live in Manhattan with all the Google people. Literally, my south-facing window, I have a 2-bedroom apartment. It's rent-controlled. My south-facing window, there's this clock tower, it's beautiful, so I'm conscious of mortality constantly, but then right beyond that is the old Port Authority building, which is now Google headquarters. They bought it, and they bought all the real estate in the neighborhood, and they rent the apartments and they give the apartments to the people who work for them. And that's what NYU does. They give their apartments to their professors because they buy them because they don't have to pay taxes. The biggest landholder in New York City besides the city of New York is Columbia University. And they're so great because they're Ivy League. I work for them. They pay me $65 an hour, and I'm an aberration. They hate me. I usually have a huge beard, but I shaved it because I'm trying to be a people person, kind of. Like, I don't know. I think post-pandemic, we need each other. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. But I'm really afraid that we're going to go back to the way it was before. We're all scared of each other, and we're scared to actually relate. And I know that I'm scared, and I haven't been that good at reconnecting. I've been spending a lot of time alone and writing my books and luxuriating me because I spent a year in pandemic with my mom, and that was amazing. And totally, you should watch it on YouTube. March 14th, student film. Closer to Rachel's, Car Trust, Pretty Car West, Hot Fudge, Central, Charlie's Angels, like the whole red team. Let me sit and rest a minute. I can tell, grad students, it's fucking weak. We hope you're naked and devoted as you read this. There's no such street as Cherry Lane. The internet was the road. Mourn or roam. March 17th, 3 a.m., bathroom account. Microdosing with huge joints, microdosing with huge joints, microdosing with huge joints. Manhattan, a pied-a-terre for the whole world. Gum swollen and tender at root of tooth. Thought is a mirror. It shows you who you are. My left side is my good side. March 18th, Operation Marijuana. Jake leg from cheap booze, morningless peripheries, tired but not able to sleep. I'd rather be a legend than good. Looks cool. I'm gonna miss the pandemic. New York City smells like Paris. Maybe that's the garbage in the street. I always like checking out paintings in the trash. This futon infuses with outdated vibes. Night walks in Manhattan. How much COVID in a raindrop? Guy selling fruit at 3 a.m. April 6th, price fishing. A highway of simple daisies. The Night Foundation. A portrait of our exact selves. We are stoned, relearning the game. My love language is karate. My love language is karate. What's your love language? I think my love language is touch. But in my family, my love language is karate. Because the men in my family, they express themselves by like punching, like pretending. My brother and my dad. So when I'm home, you're not really supposed to touch each other, but like, crack, wah. What is that? Toxic masculinity, play violence. There's trauma because my dad's dad beat him as a child, and it goes deep. Him and his brothers always talk about it. They laugh about it. And so my love language is karate. So my poems are hyperlinks. They're kind of distilled John Giorno diamonds. These are phrases that kind of open up into bigger things. So sometimes I need to explain them. And you're not supposed to explain your poetry. But I like explaining or talking. I just like talking. I like talking to other people. I like hearing. I think there should be a form. I think there should be a form of public oratory or speaking that's not comedy where you have to be funny, or even poetry where you have to be like profound or whatever the fuck poetry is supposed to be, like poetic. I can't do that. I'm not good at it, and I don't want to be a comedian. Like, ugh. But I think it's nice to listen to people and just be able to sit and like let somebody else talk. Like in a conversation, it's like you're always like, oh God, I gotta perform, and I'm under pressure, and I need to. And that's nice, and I love that. But you know what's so beautiful is like when you're on vacation and you're still asleep, but the other people in the house are awake and they don't know. You're not asleep, you're awake, but your eyes are closed. You're pretending to be asleep because you're overhearing their conversation, and it's just nice. I just like hearing what they're saying. I don't want to participate. So that's what this is. I'm talking. You're not participating. It's just for everybody. It's not just me do this, but you can try this. You booked the KGB. Thank you, Hannah, for doing this and asking me to do this. Nobody ever asked me. I wonder why. April 18th, SM57. That's the standard, but everything comes to that. People with fabulous apartments in the village, filled with giant HD televisions I can see from the street. Yuppie fucking scum! Yuppie fucking scum! You live in the West Village, you have an apartment as big as your fucking living room, and you're inside watching Friends? I can't tell you how many people I see in the West Village at the Friends apartment building. Oh my God, that's it, where they lived on Friends. Did you know Botox is botulism? It's literally botulism germs that they inject in your face because it stops your nerve endings from being alive, and so they don't wrinkle because they're not alive. That's Friends. April 18th, cross pounder, M-sculpt, thermage, fractional hair removal. These are weird fucking things I saw in some, like, salon. This is what they do to you. They M-sculpt you. They thermage. What the fuck is that? Fractional hair removal. That sounds cool, but I'll remove my own fractions. Opaquely typical big unit of flourishing of rechargeable PA systems. 422. Heathers. Hold on loosely. Colorful gloom. Heat lamp. He loves his heat rock. He loves his heat rock. She glows in the dark. 425. Shitting blood. Shitting blood. Public secret. I have internalized Wayne's World. Private property. Bored and sober, the doors of perception are not wide enough. Obsessed with the great refund. Somewhere else is just getting started. Sleeping at 140 miles per hour. For a living, I take care of my friends. 521 duck sauce. The fact of the matter is, a rock is a poem. Here comes one now. Chelsea girls. Redacted, I'm yours. Saw you browsing at the Strand one night after class. It was like coming upon a fawn in a glen in the lush-covered forest of Clintonville, Ohio. Park Slope was a sleepy port on the canal, emptied and intelligent, suburban, not very fun after dark. Chelsea rattles with the mast of still-clattering mercantile clipper ship empires. Take me to a Yankee game if you can. Jeter, A-Rod, Mariano Rivera, and the judge. Upcycled Metropole. Greenwich Ave is the fastest way home. Union Square is the waist. 14th Street, a belt. Downtown is Manhattan's legs. Upper torso, the grid plan. The arms are bridges. Its ankles, tunnels. A body seeing an eyesight of sideways prisms. Horizontal skyscrapers, which are streets. Vertical roads, which are buildings. Femurs. Femur, tibia. Rockefeller, Seagrams. The bones we live in are homes, businesses, and offices. Its chest is Central Park, its abdomen Midtown, its shoulders the Upper West and East Sides, Morningside and Harlem as lobes of a brain, Washington Heights forests, the beard and mustache and sideburns, the village is genitals, West may be vaginal, East phallic and perpendicular rigidities. Christopher Street, first station, one, a G-spot. That's my favorite part of the village. Not just because it's beautiful. Is Tribeca an anus? Where we poop cars and trash out the Lincoln Tunnel, which is our colon? Brooklyn is a woman. It sleeps next to us in separate beds tonight. Brooklyn is a queen-size mattress. Manhattan is like sleeping in your car. I love my body, my big juicy pussy, New York City, as Dr. Ezyabe Irobi used to say. Let's walk it like we talk it. Tony Manero Strut from Sheepshead Bay to Corlier's motherfucking hook. 423, the prank economy. Feast your eyes on these falling bolts of silk. The last great toy that was made was the wagon. Flying buildings' walls smack you upside the head. A bum laughing at a private joke searches the trash for food. Checks the lid on styrofoam coffee cup. Sees it's empty. Laughs. Peter DeLee, undercover deities like a flower at night, lights up the compressing dark. Where Bedford dead ends at Christopher. I keep waiting for my favorite restaurant to come back. It's beautiful. I could get rice and chicken, beautiful paired, beautiful, $8, $9, West Village. I used to love walking there after the Poet's House, and it's gone. And there's nothing even there. It's empty. It's empty. Schwab's. Riding the island, need a social place to hang out. Art bar with D.H. Lawrence. Maybe I should buy some art for the new place. Tastefully appointed, I intubated a guy on Thursday. He died on Tuesday, says nurse in the square. I didn't realize she was a medical health professional. Thought they were in tech. Bridging the grid to White Horse, trying out all the date sports. Finish what you started, cleaning up New York City in increments. How am I doing on time, by the way? Do you think? I have no idea. Does that camera have a... Hey, YouTube, how we doing out there? It's a frankly fabulous show, WFLF. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Nobody watches my YouTube, but I like doing that. It's fun. I want to be on the radio. If anybody has a radio station, I would love that show. Like Phil Shack. Does anybody know Phil Shack? I want to be the Phil Shack of just life. So this is my big piece about the West Village, and it's long. Sorry. Maybe, I don't know. Is this the... Okay, so I'll do this one, and we'll see what happens. April 19th, cafe life. That's the life I've been living, the cafe life. I hope you're living it too. It's beautiful. Patios. Outdoor dining. Let's keep it. I love it. Al fresco. Why do our fashion aspirations resemble our parents' louche, nerd, chic, circa the exact era we were conceived? Meaning a social absence of criticism. My calendar came unplugged. My calendar is disconnected. See them run now. Here. Amazing. What is it? Can I talk to him? Let me read my poem. KGB Bar. This is frankly fabulous. You're listening to See them run now, here they come now. I saw them running, they're jogging. Everybody's jogging. Cellos, strings of guitars, guitars of strings. Seminary near Beachline. This coast really opens up. Barracuda was a gift. Why did I skip it? Now it's 2 blocks away, and opportunities of futures lost. 6-room apartment over kettle of fish, which used to be Lion's Head. Centered Nexus, 7th Ave and Christopher. Village Cigar. Fat Cat. Where my brother had his bachelor party. Duplex upstairs cabaret, where I went after wrapping a cooking show with Porter Brooks. I was camera B on. Sheridan Square, Cafe Society, Stonewall is a constant party. The roots of integration can be traced to this neighborhood and these blocks in this country. Said a plaque I read. Christopher Street gaping open wide, to the broadside Silver River. There is a war being fought between the past and the future. New York City thinks it has to be brand new. It is learning to be an influencer city like LA or Dubai. What's good about New York is the depth of age, the junk rag shop on Houston and Bowery or in Chelsea, the stuff that outlasted, that nobody threw away, sunk in the landfill metropolis in delinquent stabilized units protected by midget rent. They stay old, they yellow, while the new blocks gleam and erupt in destruction like the hive combs of energy-harvested drone flesh. The smelly, incoherent bum in front of the liquor store on Avenue A is holding it down. Is the only accurate thing in the neighborhood. It's boring to harp on, and there is a network of long-term residents who held on to their somewhat stale, affordable apartments, who were there before, who remember what it was like when cab drivers drove 70 miles per hour down 10th Street in snowball December. Cool dip through the pines, another mile an hour by the Rhine. Hoagie Carmichael, ghost tourist attractions, and gentrifying adversaries. Beware cynicism or it's already too late. Creative means you know the Adobe suite, the star cluster of intersections. The Indian wants the Bronx. They're reintroducing the Village Voice print addiction. Maybe I'll get an office next door, step in where the elders left off, reading my diary in its entirety to strangers, amplified with portable, rechargeable public announce system of wireless mics across the grass. James Baldwin, Harold Norris, Tennessee Williams, Gene Shepard, Marlon Brando, E.B. Cummings, Anatole Briard, Jack Michelin, Bob Kaufman, Howard Hart, Taylor Mead, John Brent, G. Rom Mead, Maxwell Bodenheim, Kenneth Patchen, Harry Kemp, Eugene O'Neill, the Iceman cometh. These are the poets whose steps I fall into nightly in the canyons of endued Washington Square grass, in the wandering footpaths and chalk streets of Fourth, Waverly, Charles, Bleecker, Perry, Grove, Bank, Jane, Carmine, Barrow, Bedford, Downing, Minetta, or woods to get lost in, like Minotaur's residential labyrinth. One is fun to wander as to solve, to hope to live and never to leave. Souvenir corn made out of buildings for brunches of ease. Skylights, garrets, doors, and rooms to stairs where they sleep in half. Bird under the stage slept through the gig. While I hear gulls sculpt the horn using the cut of the alley to find their way to Highway River. Laurie Anderson, Yoko Ono, Karen Finley, Carolee Schneeman, Hannah Wiener, Elaine May, Juana Barnes, June Jordan, Audre Lorde, Hetty Jones, Diane DePrima, Mary Baraka, Frank O'Hara, Emma Goldman, Maya Deren, Emma Goldman, Maya Deren, Emma Goldman, Maya Deren, Aeneas Nin. 10 days that shook the world. Now a communist could only afford this neighborhood in undergrad. That's fair, I mean. I'll smoke weed. It's Clay Woman, Ayla Pfaffs, Ramble Down Gay, Ferry to Governor's Island, White Horse Tavern, even the road paved looks North Face, golfy and financial. Get out of my city, suburban Chevy Tahoe, human ATM balance. I missed the ground floor of Dogecoin. Did you? I missed the ground floor of Dogecoin. I missed the second, third, and fourth floors as well. I distrust crypto. Frankly, that is on the record. I distrust it. It's destroying the environment. I feel like these things need to be said, just because we're not like in a political, it was awful. That's the other thing, we really didn't get to celebrate, the fact that the guy's not the president. It's so fucking great. It's so great. So let's just have a great, I'm ready to party. Where's the fucking party? I've been told it's gonna be some huge party. 65 viewers to my story, which is not bad, considering I look at absolutely no one else's story. So I have Jerry Saltz on Hudson the other day. I thought he looked more commanding in person. It may have been someone else outside of La Bonniere. It's 1:02 a.m. I woke up at 7, enjoying the late nights. The side effects were about what was to be expected. A pretty routine and normalizing path and reaction to things. I'm sort of missing LA. New York City is full, which maybe we need outward release thrown in multivalent directions. I hear my computer thinking in the other room. It sounds like a clicking grind. yard in Bushwick, house upstate. I like my friends and being pressed up against the wall by an over-reconstructed isthmus. Port of call, North River Bay. We only have the present tense, which keeps resetting its inception in blinding flashes. More fragmentary pieces, debris flurry, less sledding hill. Teachers I never thought I'd forget can no longer remember their names. Up with people. Jolt calm. Inner tube slid us down ice. Happiest days of my life. Among a fair tray of happy days. Hors d'oeuvres of happy days. But never like her looking up at him in the park from a Tompkins Square clothes rack which she was selling. Microbiotic, Spice Cove, Szechuan. My seat is an emergency kitchen. $4 an hour to wash dishes. 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. No daylight, just dishwater, sucking the tan out of your fingers. But the street belongs to everyone after you get off work. 6 guys drinking tall boys, sitting on crates in the bodega near the hot food. Okay, I don't really know what else to do. Thank you for listening. Check out YouTube. Thank you, Hannah. Check out her reading series. NLA, Sunset Boulevard, Pizza Cafe. Add her on Facebook, Instagram. Right? It's all on there. Thank you for coming out, KGB Bar. Get some drinks. We'll be at New York City Poetry Festival July 30th, so check out.